Hello and welcome back to the Tin Sun Podcast. I am Tim and I'm joined by my good friend and co-host Tom.
I'm
And
always here.
yeah, you're here more than I am.
Let's be real.
So this is going to be a follow-up episode from the XXL Freshman because we love them. So the
That we
interviews,
do.
the freestyles, and the cyphers dropped in the time since we recorded the first episode, so it's a cheeky follow-up. You might want to watch that one so you're up to speed. You know who we're hyped for, who we like, and what our predictions were rather. And without further ado, we're just gonna talk about it. I think Tom wants to say something about the interviews first.
Well, I thought they were pretty bland as per usual.
Yeah, who watches the interviews? We're gonna get onto the real stuff.
I like that they added the ABC feature this year. Although I basically didn't like anyone that put A as ass, which like half of them did.
What the hell is that? That sounds kind of like over under or something.
No, it was just like
sort of
they
thing.
went through the alphabet and came up with the first words that came to mind.
I don't know if I
beginning
could
of
watch
each.
that like so many times. No,
Well,
man.
the thing is, they drop them every day, along with the freestyles and the interview for each one. But we had
a lot of content.
freestyles, which Gunner, Blueface, and Tierra Whack didn't take part. In fact, all Gunner did was an interview. He didn't even do the ABC thing. He literally dressed up, did an interview, took some pictures, and then left.
Yeah.
Which is seems a bit pointless to me. I mean, what was the point in having him there?
Exactly. Well, I mean, maybe he just didn't want to do it.
I mean, would you want to hear a Gunner freestyle?
No, I don't think he can.
They spared us, I think, anyway.
Yeah. I love the just the thumbnail of him in his interview. He looks like he's just like going to school or something.
But yeah, the other two I thought would have given us good freestyles. But
yeah.
oh well. Let's start with your least favourite. Mine was
favorite.
Lil Mosey.
Yeah, that's mine too. The boy was out of breath in his freestyle. What the hell was going on there? You'd hear him like just verbal diarrhea, and he goes, and then projects more verbal.
I mean,
diarrhea.
one thing I would say is I think he's usually a singer, but he decided to rap for obviously these freestyle and cyphers, which makes sense. And I think you got to come in.
But then you have like Roddy Ricch and YK Osiris decided to sing theirs, which I don't think they should be allowed to do. That doesn't make any sense. It's freestyle.
Well, I mean, I like that Roddy Ricch did a singing one and a rapping one to sort of show everything he can do, whereas the other two just stuck to one thing and were both terrible. So, I mean, this one was really bad.
It was really bad.
Didn't have anything of note really, and
it's not even like that funny to watch. Not like his cypher's funny to watch because you have the music and you see him like he's just a funny guy. But in the freestyle, like I don't know, he's talking about pulling up on people. I think he does the same line a few times about rolling up on someone and shooting him, something like that. I was just so bored. It was the longest 40 seconds of my life. And I really don't appreciate the fact that with all the freestyles you can hear some kind of dull hum in the background. I don't like that at all. It makes just the whole thing very uncomfortable to watch. So XXL, get on that.
So who did the second worst freestyle in your opinion?
It's YBN Corday. No, I'm joking. It's YK Osiris. Like, his is funny at least. It's funny. Oh, someone just put. So I just saw a comment. Why you sound like you're auditioning for American Idol? That's exactly what I was thinking. It sounded like someone going on like Britain's Got Talent, and singing. Oh, it was so bad, and he gave this cheeky wink at the end of it, and then he does these finger guns after, just to make you feel that bit more uncomfortable. No.
And I mean, he was singing off, like, his singing was really bad.
Yeah, and he tried to do some like fancy stuff where he goes up and kind of, I don't know, just some pretty cool R&B stuff. Whereas they just like play around with the notes and kind of waver it around a bit, but that did not work. I swear that he went too high and he was off key on like an off a note on one. Like it was just bad.
He
All
didn't
round
say anything
terrible.
interesting either, and like you
No.
said, the sign off was just horrible and lasted way too long. Just go away.
Yeah, exactly. Just do what the baby did and just get up and leave. I don't know. Who's your third least?
To baby.
Yeah, the baby's really wasn't that good considering like how good his cipher is. It's really not one of the worst. This was boring.
I think
It
he
was-
needs a beat. He definitely needs a beat because this
He is
was
not entertaining without a beat, man.
No, he
And
just
then-
sounded lost.
And I really didn't like just he kind of made up this chorus about like he went back to the same few bars, and it was all about like getting a like, you know, fellatio from some girl, and I was like, what's going on here? This is uncomfortable. Don't talk to me in a completely silent, pitch black room about this. The baby, I don't like it. No.
So is
It's
he
not
your
good.
third least favorite as well?
Yeah, third least favorite. Then I think I'm gonna put it's either Roddy Ricch or Megan Thee Stallion.
Well,
I know
actually have
you really
Megan
like
next.
Roddy Ricch.
Well, I don't know. I have not listened to much of his stuff, to be honest, to say that I
No, like I know
Roddy
you like
Ricch.
his freestyle.
But again, Megan, I think the same as the baby. She just wasn't that good.
No,
Her rapping is usually quite good, but I think because of the lack of beat, she was quite lethargic.
Well, I wouldn't say she was lethargic. She had like good pace to what she was freestyling. What I didn't like was just how she kept on coming back to she wasn't really she talked a bit about herself as a character. Like there was one where it's like her mum raised her a hustler because she's not gonna be poor and stuff, and I was like, okay, that's cool, but I really didn't appreciate just when rappers talk about having sex. I don't care, nah. And I mean, her final bar was about that, and it was okay, but it just made me a bit uncomfortable, man. Nah, I don't want her talking about like, yeah, especially when like, I don't know, yeah, I don't think either of the other female MCs were talking about like stuff that she was talking about. So it's like, you don't need to. And yeah, none of the other. It just wasn't that good, man. Yeah, I think her cipher's better.
Again, if you compare it to the cipher, it's a night and day difference in my opinion.
Definitely. I was hoping for good things as well because I like a cipher. I do like a cipher. Roddy Ricch's was okay. It was one of the better ones, and I did kind of you said how he sang and rap so that he shows more of his like diversity and what he can do, and yeah, that does make sense. I give you that. But I don't think it was as good when you compare it to the top two for me. They're both like really bloody good freestyles, I'd say, and his was kind of mediocre.
Well, next I had Comethazine's one.
Oh, sorry, I completely forgot about Comethazines. That was so forgettable, man. That's like on the same level as I think that's the same level as Megan Thee Stallion. Yeah.
I was actually quite impressed with his one. I thought he was quite charismatic and very aggressive.
I don't know, but you said before the podcast, you told me before that you feel like he's putting it on, and it does come across.
No, I
exactly
felt that more
way.
in the cipher. I felt that way. In this one, I thought he did quite a good job actually.
No, I feel it's even more putting it on here. It just makes it more. It's not a fun viewing experience. Like he has these crazy eyes. I mean, he had these. I liked how animated he was. I'll give you that. Like not his face, but like he did some actions to talking about having AKs, and then he had some bar about like having sticks like Arabs. What was going on with that? I don't think it was particularly good.
I mean, I was quite impressed actually with
Okay.
his freestyle. After that, I have YBN Corday.
I had Rico Nasty next, actually. I think
Well, I've got
YB...
her afterwards, so I think we could talk about both unless.
Yeah, in this time. I think they both had like very good freestyles. The best of the class. I think YBN Corday just kind of impressed me a lot more. I went in blind, didn't know what to expect of him, and his cipher as well impressed me like quite a lot. He I appreciated how concise he was with his freestyle. I think the baby had the longest freestyle, and it felt like the longest. Whereas YBN Corday comes in, he just picks up this pace out of nowhere, and it just builds up to it, and then he says what he wants to say, and then he goes, and it was very good. It felt professional. I mean, Rico's also great. I feel she kind of lost momentum towards the end though, so I think that knocks her down a bit because YBN Corday just came in and he was a lot more efficient with his use of like the time.
And I think the two of them showed off really what they're best at. With Corday, it was all about the good flows and the
and he had some
lines.
really good rhymes.
And with Rico again, it was a lot of aggression, speed.
Yeah,
and I think hers was one of the shortest as well, which definitely I think showed off her skill set very well.
But definitely what won it for me was Corday's rhymes. It was very pleasing to listen to how each one had come back into itself. It was very nice.
But for me, Roddy Richards was my favourite.
I don't understand
the way he was talking about his come up. He was clicking the beat. I liked the way he sang throughout. He kept it consistent, and for me, that was the best one.
I appreciate that he did something different, but
I've never seen anyone do that before.
Yes, but I was expecting when it says freestyle, I was expecting something like Nasty and Corday, not something like Riches. So because he was singing it kind of, I don't know, I don't feel that's a freestyle.
Well, you're wrong, but okay.
Okay.
Let's move on to the cyphers. So what you had Corday win, right?
My top
to
4
Gryffindor
were Da Baby, Rico Nasty, YB and Corday, and Tierra Whack. They are my best.
Oh, sorry, we're talking about the cyphers now.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
should we talk about Cypher 1?
By saying, okay. This one was a bizarre selection of people.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a really weird way to start it. And as soon as I saw the people that were in it, I was like, I had no idea how it was going to go.
It's definitely the weakest of all of them.
And the way that it went was even more ridiculous. Because it started off with Lil Mosey, who has since on Twitter actually said that his cypher was terrible.
Yeah.
But he just did it for fun. And I mean, that's fair enough.
I woke up like the man.
He even called the beat lame like Kodak Black did.
Yeah. I mean, except Kodak Black actually had a good cipher, and the beat wasn't whack. The beat wasn't whack on this one, and he had the worst cipher. So you don't have the right to call the beat whack if you're trash on it. I don't think. You're just making up excuses.
Yeah, so he had the first verse of all the ciphers,
which was
this year.
Stupid.
He kicked it all off, and it was just...
Yeah, he reminded me of Lil... person to kick it off.
He reminded me of Lil Xan a little bit, the way he was just so slow and
he
raps about not liking
mumbles
Xans.
and slurs everything,
and it was just terrible.
And he looks half asleep. It's really weird. He's moving so lethargically.
But for me, I've swapped the bottom 2 around for this one because I thought actually Wyco Cyrus was worse. Because I couldn't even understand what he was saying half the time. His singing
was left so dumbfounded.
It was so bad. Like because everyone was talking about why he sang on the freestyle because it sounded really bad, and it's not what a freestyle's about, like you said. And then he goes, and then as soon as they dropped it after his thing of like these little clips of everyone's ciphers, and then everyone's like, "Why is he singing again?"
Yeah,
And
I was so
bad.
Yeah,
and it's bookend. No, it's not. It's bookended by two of the better performers of the year.
I mean, just during YK Osiris's, I was left so thoroughly confused. Like I've never seen anyone sing. Oh yeah, and the baby gives the biggest
thing is, they've
verse.
done it before. Like 1 year, August Alsina and Ty Dolla $ign's been in it as well. But then they structured it so that I think he was singing a hook, like in between the rappers' verses, whereas here he was just singing a verse.
It's so stupid,
so bad,
and it's right after Megan Thee Stallion, who she comes in with these like scorchingly paced bars. She comes in very quickly and she goes out like just as quickly, which is something that which made me skeptical of her, because I mean, I thought she was really good in the cypher, but she just comes in and goes out so quick. It was so tentative. I feel like she was worried she was going to screw it up, so that makes me
I thought she was in for the perfect amount of time.
I don't know. I wanted like 10 seconds more. 5 or 10 seconds more. I wanted.
I mean,
no, she had some great lines. That's why I wanted more, man.
I'm your girl's body goals. I mean, that's hilarious.
It is. And she had such charisma as well when she started.
I mean, she always does.
And also,
I'd like
you'd be happy that like they didn't just put all the women in one cipher.
I was worried that might happen.
Yeah.
And I'm glad it didn't.
I'm glad.
I also liked how they did it this year, where they had that sort of weird shots of them all in like that weird shiny room before their verse started.
I thought that was really cool. And how it was spinning around them. Yeah, it was pretty damn cool.
And it had like, if they were saying shit before the verse, then it was just that while they were spinning around. It was really cool. Like she was saying real hot girl shit.
The production qualities were up to this year.
Definitely.
Certainly.
And I don't think there were any trash beats this year as well, which was good.
No, they're all pretty decent. I think the baby like he really takes up. He takes the quality of the cipher up a whole notch.
It's like
but he does pretty much the whole song.
It does. It's just over 4 minutes the whole video, and he raps for 2 of those minutes.
Yeah. I mean, he has these very punchy triplets, which I liked, and he really did steal the show on the whole thing. But I feel he took. Pardon me, I feel he took too much time. I think he should have only been on it for like 1 minute. Yeah,
I agree to an extent.
It's weird.
I thought the first time I watched it, I was like, "Oh my god, he's still going! It's amazing!" And then after I watched it again, and it was like he does rap a bit too long.
Yeah.
So he originally had, like, when I first listened to it, I was like, "Damn, this is the best one," and he has fallen down a bit since then, because I thought he definitely faltered as it went along.
Yeah.
Although I liked when he threw the money on the stage. That was pretty clever.
But okay, he's definitely on top in this cipher.
So yeah, it was again. This was a bizarre choice. It was the 2 worst, with like 2 of the 4 best.
Yeah,
I don't understand what they were thinking, but okay.
Then there's
when I saw the next one's lineup, what was your initial reaction?
I didn't really think much of it. I
thought that
I don't understand why Blueface is in it.
I thought
because
they'd
there's
done him dirty.
Yeah, he doesn't stand a chance. I mean, yeah. I don't think I put anything down for Blueface. Yeah, the only thing I wrote down was Blueface was very forgettable, and I mean it's like his only hit is like Thotiana. He's up against these 2 like pretty big names. Yeah, he really should have been in the first cipher. They should put the baby in here, something like that.
I don't know. I think a couple of things didn't go in his favour. Number one, that my favourite cipher, Rico Nasty's, was up first. She raps
Yes.
so fast,
Oh yes.
and she's so many funny lines.
Yep.
And it
Her
was like
flow
her
was
raspy voice as well. It was all
yeah.
it was
It
perfect.
was just exactly. The stars aligned. She had this
Her
brilliant.
flow was so fast. It was like,
It was like a bloody machine gun. It was a machine gun flow, man, and it was just so. She was pretty damn great.
And I like that she had this weird scarf around her head as well.
Yeah.
It all added
I'm
to
just
the
so
thing.
happy seeing like Rico's blowing up. It makes me very happy. Yeah,
And then
Rico and
after,
YBN Corday are on another level on this cipher. Like,
although to be fair to Blueface, I liked when he was going Rico, like right at the beginning before she came in. I thought
but
that was
then like
like
if he
if we're
raps and he
talking
shuts up, he's like, oh god.
like if you I think they had the most chemistry, these three. Like Blueface was ad-libbing for Corday. He couldn't really do it for Rico because her flows were just so fast.
Yeah, she didn't give anyone any chance to do anything. She
No.
barely like took a breath.
I think Corday put a couple woos in there, and that was about it.
Whoa, yeah. YBN Corday had some real class with his cipher. I'd say he had the most time on it, and I mean he brought in some like really great bars. I was very impressed. This is the first I've ever heard of him. I thought he was gonna be like trash. I was prepared for him to be trash, and he was not. And he had
Why
a
was
great
that?
freestyle as well. Just because I mean, I didn't know, I hadn't listened to Lil Mosey or a lot of the people on here, and a lot of the people I hadn't listened to were trash. So he was great. Honestly, really great.
He had a lot of chemistry with the other artists as well. Like I said, Blueface was ad-libbing for him. He did a little rap about. He had a line about each of their names. Some clever lines as well. He was a very good performer. Definitely top 4 for me. But I think the top 4 are pretty obvious.
Yep, I think they are as well. And then Blueface, I don't have anything really to say about him. I
actually thought some of his shit was quite hilarious. A lot of things he said.
I had a problem with the beat switch.
Yes.
Just because I don't think that's fair at all. Like if one of the rappers is used to rapping over a certain beat, then why would you make it easier for them and more difficult for others if they're not used to it? I just don't think that's fair at all.
Well, I think the beat. I was very disappointed by the beat switch because when Rico ended it by saying, "I've got a short temper, don't make me mad," and then YBN Corday started saying it afterwards, I thought, "Oh my god, he's gonna kill this shit!" And then the beat switched, and it kind of killed the momentum a little bit for me.
Yeah, it did. It made it feel longer than it was. What about
Blueface? Didn't really suit the beat that much, but I thought he had a lot of funny lines, like the Kim Possible to play my Rufus, and at the end when he said, "I didn't text her back, but she got the message."
I found him so thoroughly boring, man.
Oh man,
no, it didn't do it for me.
I mean, he wasn't good, but I thought the best thing he did was the ad-libbing for other people. He made the whole like cipher better, and that's why that was the best cipher.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. The greater good. The most
he sacrificed
good for
himself.
all people. He's utilitarian. What about Cypher 3?
I mean, this for me, I wasn't really impressed by anyone.
I was impressed by Tirawak.
I didn't like Comefzine's very much. His serial killer thing, it got old very quickly.
What was up with his crazy eyes? They really like took me out of it, man. It was entertaining at first, but then it just becomes uncomfortable, and he has this nursery rhyme flow. I did not like it. I was very bored.
It was like a serial killer routine. It just wasn't for me at all.
No, it was not good. Roddy Ricch, I feel that I really don't have anything to say about him either. I found his delivery like very boring.
He was just middle of the road. I think he was probably my favorite on this one.
But didn't like Tirawak.
I didn't like Tirawak. I've got to be honest. from the start, as soon as you stop the beat, for
Now,
me, you killed it.
I will give you that. I think it's incredibly pretentious when you stop the beat. The only other person I know who stopped the beat was Jase himself.
And we all know what happened to him.
Yeah. What? No, I'm not saying that. No, God, no. I'm just saying, like, it's gone down in cringe history. So I think it's pretentious.
That might be one of the worst
self-indulgent.
ciphers of all time. That one.
So she didn't do a cipher. She did a freestyle.
But she
An
didn't do a
acapella
freestyle. That's another thing that got under my skin. Before we even talk about her performances, she stopped the beat after not doing a cipher. No, after not doing a freestyle to do the cipher. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I think it's self-indulgent, and I don't think it's gonna age that well. I think to a lot of people, it's probably gonna come off a bit pretentious.
And as a result, it didn't
did
really
have a great verse. So
I think it really didn't flow very well at all.
I thought it flowed. I like the fact that it wasn't. It didn't. I like the fact that she gave herself some time to breathe and then to get it, like, change the topic of each, like, segment of bars. I like that. It felt like something akin to, like, some slam poetry. It felt a bit more avant-garde, and I really liked it. I also loved just how it kind of comes out of nowhere, how each kind of set of bars built up over time, and then she closed it with, like, my next pet is a giraffe because I'm coming for next, queen. I thought that was great. So
I mean, I'm not going to lie here and say she didn't have clever lines, but stopping the beat
is a no-no.
Not great.
I disagree with that. I liked the flow.
And for me, she was thoroughly mid-table.
I think.
And I like Tierra
Maybe she is. I think she's in between mid and top. She's somewhere there. If she hadn't stopped the beat and she'd actually done it like everyone else, like, I reckon she'd be top.
But I think, to be honest,
because you probably wouldn't have noticed the flow problems.
It brought up for me a deeper issue though of, again, this cipher pairing just being a very odd set of people to have.
Oh, definitely.
You got,
but like, who do you
aggressive trap of Kamepazine. You got the sort of singy, rappy flow of Roddy Ricch, and then the kooky, lyrical Tierra Whack. There's just three completely
different people. Yeah.
I mean, for me, Tierra Whack could have gone with Megan and DaBaby, and then you could have put those four together. The other four.
It would have been very crappy. Yeah, it would have been okay. Yeah.
They could have probably vibed with each other.
Yeah.
So maybe my man Roddy Ricch would have looked a bit better in your eyes. Who knows?
I did really like hers though, because I started off not liking it because she stopped the beat, and her performance was that good that it turned me around on it. I ended up really liking her. So she's in my top 4. Which
Who
are
was your
DaBaby,
favourite?
Rico
Who was
Nasty,
the top?
YB and Corday, and Tierra Whack. I think if there's a gun to my head, I'm gonna have to go with. I mean, I'd like to say Rico, but I think YB and Corday is, like, my favorite. No, Rico's my favorite. Okay, yeah.
Well, we're agreed on that then. That's good.
Yeah. Good.
I thought Rico and Corday were definitely the star performers throughout.
Definitely.
The whole thing.
Yeah, big time. And
it was again, YK Osiris and Lil Mosey, the only two that I'd not heard a single song of.
No.
Before it was released.
I'm never gonna hear a single song of.
They were consistently awful.
Trash. Okay. Let's move on to the singles. It was a good year for XXL, I'd say. Oh, maybe not a good year. Middling year.
It was a fun year.
It's no 2016.
Yeah, but even then, everyone remembers the one
Cypher, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just call that black one the beat whack. Yeah. Okay. So the singles today. Well, there's one single, then I'm going to shout out another single. It's
all about Rapsody.
It is all about Rapsody.
Album Eve on the way. I think this month.
Oh bloody hell! Okay. The song is called Ibtihaj, I think. And
I heard her pronounce it on her Instagram story, and I cannot remember how it's meant to be, but it sounded nothing like it's spelled.
Oh, okay.
And it really confused me. So I'm not even going to try and
You
say
take
it.
the lead, because
Well,
you put me onto it.
Well, I saw her teasing just who was involved. You got legendary R&B singer and producer D'Angelo on the hook.
Yes.
Brown Sugar's a classic. If you haven't heard it, why not? And also Xxl, aka Xxl the Genius from Wu-Tang Clan.
Yes.
Who has a little guest verse at the end.
Yes,
Rapsody,
he does.
obviously. Layla's Wisdom, again, amazing album. And we've got legendary producer and her mentor, Ninth Wonder, on production. And it sounds like a Wu-Tang style beat, doesn't it?
Yes, yeah, it does. It's an old school beat.
And everything here is a recipe for success. It's an amazing song.
So the name comes from the name of a famous US Olympian fencer, and she was one of the first. I think she was the first. She was the first Olympian ever to compete for the US while wearing a hijab.
Oh wow!
Yeah. So yeah,
that explains why all the girls in the video are wearing hijabs.
Yeah, I haven't seen the single, but yeah, that's definitely why.
And it's all about I think the album seems to be very Afrocentric. Like it's all about famous black women of the past.
Hell yeah, I'm all for that. So it's this thoroughly original single. It does feel like an old school kind of thing with these. It has these jazz organs and this use of choral voice in the background. It's very soulful choral voice, and there's this very soulful woman like sampled saying like what's it, trying to get away, that it became okay, that was Rapsody. That did not sound like Rapsody.
That was Rapsody.
The voice sounded like it had a lisp.
She has a lisp.
I've never noticed that before. Okay.
No, she sung that, and I thought her singing was a bit there, but when she was singing the Killer Bees refrain, that was pretty darn beautiful, actually.
Huh.
Okay. Yeah, there was no sample on this. I thought D'Angelo sounded a bit rough, actually. That's the one complaint I have. But it works with the old school aesthetic of the song.
Definitely. I liked his voice in the background. It was a wonderful accent to the track. And I thought the bars were pretty like come-uppy. I thought it was very cool. Jizz's bars kind of reminded me of like a street preacher kind of thing. It was very cool.
Yeah, he comes with his usual.
Yeah, I love the stuff. Of the choir in the background, and I thought it was a pretty like solid, good, great single. The only thing was then Rapsody's singing of that hook did become rather grating after a while, I felt. That's one thing I want to say, but I'm sure you'll disagree.
Well, I thought her singing for the wave bit was quite weak. But then when she was like backing D'Angelo with the Killer Bees, it was pretty darn beautiful. I loved Lady of Rage line as well. I thought that was really good. And I just can't wait for Eve.
You really loved that Layla's Wisdom, man.
Layla's Wisdom was amazing.
I thought it was good, but like...
So good, man.
Okay. And we don't have to talk about this. I just wanted to shout it out so that more people see it. because I don't know if people will. There's this YouTube channel which do this series called Like a Version, and they
For the
get
very first time.
so they get artists to do what's the word? They
Covers.
just do covers. Thank you very much, Tom. They do covers in their own kind of way of other tracks. And Little Sims was on it this week.
Like ASAP Rocky did a famous one where he did Sitting on the Dock of the Bay.
And there was a great Denzel Curry one. Little Sims did one. She did Feel Good Inc. and it's very cool. She's playing the bass while rapping her own verse over where De La Soul raps before. She's not the best singer on the chorus, it must be said, but she more than makes up for it with just how cool she is, and her band. It's a fun watch. So if you get time, definitely watch that. And that came out this week.
Shout out Lil Sims.
Shout out Lil Sims, always. Okay, and that
Keep
concludes this week's episode. We might have a special kind of episode coming up, so stay tuned for that. I have been Tim.
And I've been Tom.
And you've been listening to the Tim Tom podcast.